Hey, it's Daryl as a service. I've got some thoughts to share around an interesting list that was created by Louise Fries and another contact that they co-authored, and it is a checklist of 10 items to see if you are an Office 365 consultant. Can you relate to some of these? Number one, you answer almost everything with "it depends." And this is really a common across a lot of consultants, but maybe it's because we're not getting enough information at the beginning. We also want to cover a lot of options. Maybe there's a bit of fear of litigation, or that there's just so many choices to choose from. So if you're an Office 365 consultant, you'd be familiar with that phrase, answering things with "it depends," and then you've got a whole conversation after that. That's why we're called consultants, right? Number two, you work in more tenants than you can remember passwords. If this is you, then that is definitely a good clue that you should be using a password manager. If you are just using the same complex password or some kind of pattern, not a secure practice, but it is certainly an indication that you are performing a lot of work across Office 365, and you really should start using a password manager. I like to use LastPass. I like something that integrates into a web browser. There are a couple of others that are out there, ones that create local databases as well that encrypt things, but I do prefer one that will roam and work where I work. In keeping with the theme of working in a browser, is your browser Chrome? Because this third one, your single browser, is Google Chrome, because you have many different profiles. Chrome does a great job of keeping those profiles separately, and I use them across all the customers that I have and different places I have to log into, because it means that I can keep everything separate. Combine that with LastPass, I can then log into each of those different environments nice and securely. Now, consultants, you'll definitely be in that space if you're working across multiple environments. I would add one more thing to that. Are you setting up a Google account for each of those profiles so that you can roam them for your customers? And that means that I could sign into any web browser, and using LastPass, then I'm able to swap around to different customers' environments wherever I am. Number four, your laptop has more stickers on it than keys. Now think about it, how many keys are on your keyboard? Are you a sticker collector? If you're an Office 365 consultant, this is a common practice to try and decorate your laptops. Now I must say, I went down that path. I started to put a lot of stickers on, and then I peeled them off. Does that mean I'm not an Office 365 consultant? I took them off because I wanted to replace it with line art. You might see it in the border or the head image of my blog posts. But I also saw potentially for devices like Surface, where the case is actually a heat sink, if you're covering it up with stickers, it could cause you some problems around performance, especially if you're really pushing that laptop to render and code and compile things together. So give that some thought, but it's very likely that you are decorating your laptop with tons of stickers. Number five, your devices are slim and elegant. Oh yes. Choosing the thinnest laptops, Mac Air, MacBook Pro, Surface, really thin small phones, and yet the bag that holds your cables is bigger than your device, or it keeps getting bigger and bigger. You know, for all those thin devices that we have to have so many different adapters to try and connect to different things. The more that we see technology moving towards wireless connections, like wireless display and wireless connection to controlling devices, we're definitely able to reduce our bag of lovely little goodies and connections and adapters. But that's certainly a trend. An Office 365 consultant, lovely thin devices if they can get them, but be sure they will be carrying around a ton of cables. Number six, do you have more than 3 personal devices? Do you have one mobile phone? Do you have a second mobile phone potentially for work? If you're not using something that has dual SIM capability, then maybe you are. Do you have a tablet? Do you have a laptop? It's funny how we've got accustomed to getting multiple devices with different screen sizes because we want to have something with us all the time. And you'll see sometimes people have their phone out, and I do this myself, where I'm responding or looking on my calendar, and it feels faster to pull out my phone and check out my appointments there than it does to open the Outlook, which is already on my desktop, and check things out there. This is definitely a trend for Office 365 consultants and IT pros in general. They like to carry multiple or a number of personal devices. Number 7 is that you have become a travel pro. Now, this may not mean that it's international travel or even national travel in terms of flights, but maybe if you're just working in your own town, you've got very adept at getting around and finding the right places for traffic. In fact, you probably use an app like Waze or something to find your way. Either way, it's funny how like the technology we use enables us to work remotely, and we can have these remote meetings, and yet it's some of our customers that insist on us being there in person. We can try and save them money by having online meetings, but we still have to get used to travel, being there in person, and doing things for them. So working in the cloud, we're still traveling a lot. Number 8, what is your test and demo environments like? Are they a mess? We often bring them up when we need to use them, and we throw demo data at them and say ASDF and test user this and that, and it's really not relatable to people. I think this is one we really have to work on as Office 365 consultants. If we want to make this demo or test environment relatable to people that we're showing content to, it's got to be based on real people, and it's got to be maintained. But this is definitely a case for Office 365 consultants. You know that you are a 365 consultant when your demo tenant is a mess. I should add too that you could use demos.microsoft.com or demos.office.com. If you're a Microsoft partner, then you can sign up for using that environment. Create yourself a quick demo tenant. Get really familiar with the content in there, because it's while it might be the same as what others might be using, you can vary it, and it's a good way to make sure you've always got a clean environment. Number 9, your parents describe your job using the words "does something with computers and the clouds." I can relate to that one. I was on a trip with my wife and overheard her talking to someone sitting beside her on one of those airport shuttle buses, and she described, "Oh, my husband works with computers," and I thought, yeah, I can see this mad person tapping away on keys and just doing stuff. It's a mysterious job, it needs to be demystified, but our IT pros, we've got to get better at describing it to people too, and in relevant terms, not overpowering people with the technical wow of what we do, but try and explain it more than just working with computers and clouds. And that is definitely something as an Office 365 consultant we face. And our last tip, number 10, comes as no surprise. We're addicted to Wi-Fi and LTE, or as best cell phone connection that we can get. Now, in our world, we've got to definitely remain connected and being able to work from anywhere. So if we can work from Wi-Fi going around the building, internally mobile on campus or in our offices, or if we're out and about, we definitely depend on the best mobile connection or mobile data that we can. That's definitely us. That's my ride. The next station is... So that's the top 10 list there from Louisa Fries and Andy Kruger. Thanks very much for adding that and inspiring us to try and figure out, are we Office 365 consultants based on these fun little checklists. Catch you again soon.